Okay, so we will do the answer key to the review sheet for the quiz for tomorrow. So what property best describes the coordinate graph of two distinct parallel lines? Well, parallel lines always have to have the same slopes. So for that reason, we know we can get rid of 3 and 4. But now we've got a choice of having same slopes and same intercepts or same slopes and different intercepts. We want two distinct parallel lines, so we want two distinct different intercepts, so we don't have the same exact line. So that would be choice 2. If two lines are parallel and the slope of one of the lines is m, what's the product of their slope? Well, product means to multiply. So if lines are parallel, they've got the same slopes. If one slope is m and the other slope is m, then m times m is m squared. Choice 3. If the value of the dependent variable y increases as the value of the independent variable x increases as well, the graph of the relationship would be. Well, if we give ourselves just a first quadrant grid, x and y, as x increases 0, 1, 2, 3, y increases 0, 1, 2, 3. So we could have 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, something along those lines. You're going to have a line that's got a positive slope, and that's choice 4. If we want to find the slope that passes through these distinct points, well, the slope formula is just m equals y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Then the y values become 7 and 10. The x values are negative 2 and 4. When you do the math, we get negative 3 over negative 6, which means the slope is just 1/2. If we want to find the graph of the equation 2x plus 6y equals 4, and it passes through the point negative 3y, you want to find the value of y. Well, all you have to do is plug in what you know. So the equation says to you 2x plus 6y equals 4. Well, you know that x is negative 3. When that gets plugged in, negative 6 plus 6y equals 4. And you solve for y, you can add 6 to both sides. 6y equals 10. Divide both sides by 6, and we don't get a whole number, but we get the simplified fraction of y being 5/3. Let's keep on going. Which equation represents a line parallel to the y-axis? Well, if you're parallel to the x-axis. If you're parallel to the x-axis, then you're going to have to be a horizontal line. Horizontal lines are y equals lines, and y equals meaning it's just going to have a constant term. None of these work. There you go. Find the value of y if the line passing through the points 6, 4 and negative 6y has a slope of 2/3. So we already know the slope formula. We know that the slope, 2/3, is equal to the change in y's over the change in x's. 4 minus y over 6 minus negative 6. Well, if I simplify that, then what I'm going to really get is 2/3 equals 4 minus y over 12. Proportions are best solved by cross multiplication. So what then happens is 3 times 4 minus y becomes 12 minus 3y. Remember, I'm distributing when I'm going through, equal to 24. If I subtract 12 on both sides, I get negative 3y equals 12. If I divide both sides by negative 3, you get y to be negative 4. So the value of y then is negative 4. Write the equation of the line given the following information. They give you the slope and the point. Remember, I choose to do the point slope formula. So I would do y minus y1 equals m, x minus x1, y minus negative 2, which becomes y plus 2, equals negative 1/3, which is the m, x minus 6. So then we get y plus 2, not a lot of room here, equals negative 1/3 x plus 2, right? Because negative 1/3 of negative 6 is positive 2. And then you're going to subtract 2 on both sides. which means you just get y equals negative 1/3 x. You can do negative 1/3 x plus 0 if you like. The 0 is not necessary, but if it's in, not a big deal. So this is our third. Okay. So then we're going to find the equation of the line that passes through these two distinct points. You've got to find the slope first. And you remember your slope is going to be y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So 3 and 9, negative 6, negative 12. The slope in this case becomes negative 6 plus positive over positive 6. Your slope is negative 1. You got to pick one of those 2 points. I'm going to choose to do this point. No particular reason. Into my slope intercept, y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. y1 is 3. The slope is negative 1. The x1 is negative 6. So then this becomes y minus 3 equals negative 1x minus 6. Add 3, add 3. Y equals negative 1x minus 3. Okay, let's keep on going. Ooh. Okay. Keep on going. So then this one, graph each of the following on the grid. We need to make sure that we label. The first one we're graphing is A, which is 2x minus 3y equals 6, but that's not in the proper form. So I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides. And I'm going to come over here. Negative 3y equals negative 2x plus 6. Divide everything by negative 3. And this line becomes y equals positive 2/3 x minus 2. So I'm going to begin down here at negative 2 on my y-intercept, go up 2 over 3. Again, I'm not oriented very well. So then I'm going to graph my line with arrows on either end. And I'm going to label this as y equals 2/3 x minus 2. My second line is my excited line at negative 3. So I'm going to go to negative 3. And I'm going to draw an excited line. I'm going to label this x equals negative 3. Hard to see that. My third line went to line with the slope of 3/4 and a y-intercept of negative 1. So basically C just says y equals 3/4 x minus 1. So I'm going to begin at negative 1, and then I'm going to go up to 3 over 4. And I'm going to draw that line, which kind of almost looks like it's overlapping the other. And I'm going to label this guy y equals 3/4 x minus 1. So anytime you're asked to graph lines, make sure that not only do you put arrows on the end of those lines, but you label them as well. Next one, tell whether the graphs of the equations are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. We have to get them both into slope-intercept form. So I'm going to take this first one right here, 3x minus 2y equals 8, and I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. So negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 8. Divide everything by negative 2, and you get y equals positive 3/2 x minus 4. So my slope here is 3/2. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's get rid of that. Hold on. Let me get rid of that. Come here. And let me delete that. Okay. It's not working for the rest of it. Not a big deal. Okay, so then my slope, let's try this again. My slope here is positive 3/2. Then we take the other line. I'll take this guy. So this guy happens to be blue. This line happens to be red. And I can divide everything here by 6. And then this guy ends up becoming y equals 2/3 x plus 1/3. If I take a look at this slope, it's 2/3. Well, the slopes are definitely not the same, but they're also not negative reciprocal. So these slopes, or these lines, happen to be neither. So I would say neither, because slopes are not the same, nor are they negative reciprocals. Okay. All we've got left is 12 and 13. I'm going to go into a different sheet for that because I've got no room. So 12 asks you to take this trinomial, 15x cubed minus 12x squared plus 3x, and divide it by 3x. 3 things divided by 1 thing is always 3 things, so it becomes 5x squared minus 4x plus 1. Don't forget you divide the numbers, and then you say where are the more exponents or variables, top or bottom, and then you say how many more, or you subtract the exponents. This guy, evaluate 16th to the 0. This just looks like exactly what was on the midterm. Well, 16th to the 0 power as anything to the 0 power is 1. 5 to the negative 2 is 1/25. 1 whole plus 1/25 is 1 and 1/25. Okay, so hopefully you're all set for tomorrow's quiz.